Boo! Did I jetcha? LMAO. Hi guys. Today marks my first every Halloween and holiday special video. I know other ships were more popular, but since I decided to do the specials today last minute, this is the only ship I had an idea for. I love this, oh my god, I am so proud of this, and the thumbnail too. Kuroken will be next week's special, so look out for that. But oh my god, I really love how I did this. Oh man, I missed writing stories, hopefully they get the same love as the challenges do, wink wink. I rarely ask, but please like, comment and share this. I love doing stories like this. Oh, and this video is dedicated to all my UshiTen fans out there. Totally an underrated ship, no. I've done a story with them and I'm totally in love with their dynamic. Plus with this I think I'm now comfortable to write about Ushijima now too. Anyway, please enjoy the UshiTen Spooky Special number 1 and happy October, enjoy.
Hahaha, what a freak. I know. What a monster. Boo, such an ugly monster. Ah. Tendou pants as he sits up in bed. He looks at the clock on the nightstand next to him. 3 a.m., the 31st of October, Halloween. Fuck. He rubs his hands in his face trying to calm himself down. He reaches for his phone and going online. Ushi? Are you up? Moments pass and Tendou becomes hopeless, but just as he's about to put his phone away, as a tear runs down his cheek, he gets a reply. I'm here. What's up, Ten? Another nightmare? Same one? Yeah. I can't believe this still happens. As he hits send he wipes his eyes, but it only causes more to pour. I know, I'm sorry it happens, Tendou. I mean, it's fine. Sorry for waking you. It's completely fine, I'm glad you did. Want me to come over soon? It's a bit early right now, but I can be at yours by 5 a.m. If you don't mind. I don't wanna be a bother, but I also don't want to be alone so long. I'll be there as soon as I can. I know what Halloween's like for you. It wasn't specifically Halloween Day Tendou had an issue with, it was the whole month of October. Back in his elementary days, Tendou was often teased and harassed, called mean names by his classmates for the way he looks. They regularly called him a monster, and because of the excessiveness of the bullying he had few friends and was discouraged to make any or join clubs such as volleyball. He still practiced though, and making it past junior high, which he never tried for either. Into high school he was finally able to join. He had mastered a skill known as guess blocking, and everyone calls him the guess monster for his unreal ability to guess his opponent's moves. Coincidentally, the monster part only ensured that his trauma from his childhood followed him to high school, causing him to feel anxiety when he was praised with the nickname Tendou. Ushijima walks into Tendou's room. The latter had shown Ushijima where they keep a spare key, which Tendou's parents didn't mind, as when nights like these happened, it was more convenient for Ushijima to let himself in to calm Tendou down rather than his parents, who, as most parents, never quite got it. I'm down here. Ushijima looks at the empty bed only to walk to the left of it upon entering to find Tendou squeezing his knees to his chest on the floor against his bed. Ushi walks over and sits next to him and looks at him whilst Tendou stares at the floor as his eyes glaze over. Ushijima puts an arm on Tendou's shoulder, and that was the last straw, causing Tendou to break down in tear and rap onto Ushijima, who reciprocated the hug in comfort. I'm not a monster. Not at all, not bad at all, Ten. Soon Tendou falls asleep and Ushijima picks him up and puts him onto his bed and lays next to the sleeping body. Tendou subconsciously grabs onto Ushijima's hand as he sleeps, and soon enough Ushijima falls asleep for the short while they could before they'd have to reawaken. Walking around Shiratorizawa on Halloween Day was, in short to say, chaotic. Although it's a private school with extremely high standards, the school becomes very lenient around major holidays such as Christmas, Valentine's and of course, Halloween. Tendou stares down a hallway covered in decorations varying from big stickers of monsters to purple, black and orange banners with a variety of texts. It's okay, Simon, let's go this way to class instead. He squeezes Tendou's hand as he can feel it heat up and gently pulls him away from the hallway that's causing Tendou to stare wide-eyed at. Thankfully Tendou makes it through the rest of the day with little to mild anxiety. Unlike last year where he suffered a major panic attack due to the overwhelming Halloween spirit. Making it to practice at the end of the day, the team noticed Tendou was off. The seniors knew vague details Tendou had shared over the years, but the juniors of the team were too nervous to ask directly what was going on. Tendou's got some issues with this time of the year. Don't worry, he'll be okay with Ushijima. Oh, okay. The team don't like to bring it up directly to Tendou but instead support him when they feel things are getting too much. Shiratori's aura from the outside are seen as an absolute unit of a school. Complete strong house. But inside the team are family. It's the same in most schools as they really care for each other and support each other too. With practice ending at 5 p.m. today, it slowly started to get darker, meaning more spooky festivities could begin in the area. Fairs, festivals, trick-or-treating, parties, and of course the teenage hooligans tormenting the streets, terrifying little kids. Tendou's palms get sweaty and he grips onto his shorts and tries to rub it away. Ushijima puts an arm around him as they walk to support him. How are you feeling? Slightly okay, kinda not really, and totally terrified. He nervously laughs. It's okay, you can talk about it. I don't know, reliving it all. I don't want to force you, but I feel like really telling it all may help. Maybe. You sure you wanna hear my gory past? Tendou. He stops walking and turns to him. I wanna know everything about you. With that glimmer in his eye, Tendou starts to tear up again. Okay. He stares at the festival across the street and turns to see a bench on the other side facing it. A safe distance, he thought. Let's go sit over here. Ushijima with his stature sits quite tall and as one normally would, only slightly more robotic, whilst Tendou sits sideways with his legs crossed facing him. He fiddles with his fingers, looking down, and slowly starts to speak. So it was in elementary when the bullying started. It was in the last few years of his elementary schooling where kids got especially cruel. He had been moved into his new class in his 4th year of elementary, and so he wanted to make friends. Walking up to a group of kids he saw hanging out in the classroom, he introduced himself with his eager and happy little self. Only for them to instantly be mean to him. What is that hair? Why are his eyes so big? And look at that weird mouth. Confused, Tendou smiles anxiously and he repeated himself, reiterating he was new and wanted friends. You who would want to be your friend? Yeah. Look at the monster. That's a way better name for him. The 3 kids start to chant monster, and soon enough more kids come running over to see what's happening and actually join in. A whole class of kids surrounding him chanting that one word. Monster. 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 Ever since that day when Tendou went to school, the kids would only refer to him by that word. It went on like that too for the rest of the year, and when it got to October, it only grew worse. The bullying got really bad during the month of Halloween. Constant extra names which got specific to his appearance, and only crueler too. Sometime the kids would get physically violent and Tendou would have to spend recess and breaks inside for his safety, when really no one wanted to help the little monster. Not even the teachers cared, as even they thought he was peculiar looking. For the last 3 years of his elementary school it went like that. In his last he tried to play volleyball with the school's club but was rejected because of course. No one wants to play with a monster. Humiliated he ran out of there, but his love for volleyball stayed. So when he stayed inside alone he was able to get a volleyball and carefully play in the classroom by himself. And that went on. He also studied very hard to make it into Shiratori's or high school. This opened many opportunities for him, because the school was private and only for those of intellect or skill in sport. Bullying and such, which Tendou was used to, wasn't tolerated there. His first few days there were peaceful, which felt nerve-wracking to Tendou. He was waiting for something to go wrong. But it never did. Once the new students were sort of familiar with the building, they were encouraged to join clubs and teams, etc. This led Tendou to go to the gyms and look for anyone associated with the volleyball team. Walking into the gym he sees a guy serving volleyball over the net alone. He looked to be at least a second year, and so Tendou got nervous but walked up to him. Hi there. He got nervous. That was one of the first times he'd attempted to meet new people in a while. As he walked closer, the person serving hadn't noticed Tendou walked in, so when Tendou tapped him on the shoulder he became shocked and he messed up his serve. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Don't worry about it, I need to stop anyway. It's nice to meet you, I'm a Tendou. Likewise, I'm Ushijima. So I wanted to join the volleyball team. I assume I speak to you about that? Me? Why? Oh well, since you're not a first year I thought you'd. No, I'm a first year. Tendou's jaw drops. This clearly good and huge player was a first year like him? Oh alright, sorry, do you know where I can find someone to talk to? Yeah, I've already joined, I'll take you. Ushijima led Tendou to the captain back when they were both first years, and soon enough Tendou was able to join and attended practice and even hung out with his new friend. Even further in, he made more friends with people like Semi. But soon enough the months passed and it was back to October. The bullying in elementary was bad, the bullying in junior high lessened, but still there were kids that knew him, and now in his final 3 high school years, nothing happened. So yeah, it was years ago, so nothing even matters anymore, but I still don't like the holiday. I'm sorry those kids did that to you, Tendou. But I'm glad you came to Shiratorizawa. Meeting you that day changed my life forever. Ushijima put his hand on Tendou's, which was rested on his knee. Hey, agreed. Like I say, nothing bad happened at Shiratorizawa, but it really ruined me. I understand. But Tendou. Yes, Ushi? He looks up. You are a monster. Tendou's eyes flush. What did he say? He thought. What? Before you go racing off by what I meant, let me tell you. You're a monster because you're scary good at what you do, not how you look. You're a monster because you're intimidating to other teams when we compete and scare them with how amazing you are. You're a monster because you're misunderstood. Best of all, you were called a little monster because of how you looked when you were a kid, but now you're my not so little monster because I love you, and being a monster isn't always an insult and you should reclaim the word to you. Whilst Ushijima went off on his monologue, Tendou ate up every sappy word, becoming more emotional as his lover went on. You understand, Tendou? You're a good monster, my not so little monster, and I love you, okay? Tendou gulps and steadies himself as he prepares to speak. Ushi, did you say you love me? Oh, I guess I did. That was the first time one of the two had said those words. No one thought it'd be Ushijima, especially saying it like twice without realization. I love you too, Ushi. Tendou looks across the street to the fair and back to Ushi, who was also staring at it. Hey. Yeah? Wanna go over there? Ushijima shocked cocks his head. Are you sure? You know you don't have to. Nah, I wanna give it a go, maybe try to like this time of the year. Besides. Tendou scooches closer to Ushijima. This is the day we exchanged our first I love yous. Let's celebrate it. He stands up and pulls Ushijima up with him. Carefully looking up and down the road to make sure there was no traffic, they safely cross, making their way into the fair. Walking around cautiously at first, they simply just look, getting accustomed to their surroundings. There were games, food and small shows to watch, basically a carnival with a spook factor. This isn't that bad. Yeah, quite nice. I know I'm not scared of Halloween, just traumatized because of the people during the month. Exactly, but they're gone now, and even so. Ushijima stopped walking and cups Tendou's face and looks straight at him. If I was there when you were being hurt and torn down, I would have protected you, and since I'm here now, I'll work twice as hard to keep you safe and happy this month. Tendou watches Ushijima, moved by how supportive he's been already. He kisses him sweetly for a while, wanting to give back the love he received from the latter. Both blush and continue to walk around. Eventually they start to join in with food and games till all the little kids have gone home, and until it got later for some of the older kids too. Whoa, it got late fast. Yeah, do you think we should leave soon? Yeah, probably. The pair are walking back to Tendou's house, which was closest. My mom said you're free to stay when you want, you know. She loves you, almost as much as me now. Ushijima smiles. Yeah, I texted my parents a little while ago in case this happened. So prepared. Always. He squeezes Tendou's hand as they continue to walk and make it to Tendou's house. Getting up to Tendou's room, they get changed for the night and lay down and cuddle in Tendou's bed. Think you'll have a nightmare tonight? No. Only the sweetest dreams. Ushijima squeezes Tendou. Good, you deserve the best 10. Tendou yawns softly. You, too Ushi, you too. As if his eyelids were a weighted blanket, they fall shut as he cuddles into Ushijima's chest. Ushijima lifts a hand to hold Tendou's head and closes his eyes too. Night 10, I love you. I love you too. Halloween's now my favorite holiday.
Hi guys. Thanks for watching and make sure to stick around for the next spooky special. Until then, see you next time, ciao.